with Lisa. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so what made you want to update this book, and has much changed in your life professionally and personally since 2016 when you released it?
Well, the book has certainly changed my life in many wonderful ways, but the world around teenagers has also changed quite a bit. When the first book published, we did not have legalized cannabis, we did not have vaping, we did not have algorithmic endless scroll social media. And so teenagers are not that different than they were before, but the landscape in which we are raising them now has changed a lot.
So how do you handle the cannabis question now that it is legal just about everywhere?
It's a tough one. So it's not legal for teenagers anywhere, but the fact that it's legal for adults can make them feel like it's not a big deal.
Well, it feels like alcohol, it feels like cigarettes, it feels like everything else.
So what's important for us to do is to help teenagers understand that legal and safe are not the same thing. Cigarettes are legal, tanning beds are legal, those are unsafe. And so we can say to teenagers, look, we know that cannabis is very hard on the developing brain, and your brain is still developing. So legal schmeagle, it's not safe for you.
Legal and safe is not the same. I think we should talk about the mental health of teenagers, because I think so many parents struggle with what's normal, what's not normal, when should I intervene, when should I not? But mental health is a big issue that more and more kids are starting to talk about and acknowledge.
It's true, and I think that's part of what makes this revision so timely, is that we're working our way through an adolescent mental health crisis. And parents today are seeing all of these really frightening headlines. And then I think at home, you know, when their kid's having a hard time or their kid's giving them a hard time, I think a lot of parents are like, is this normal or is this a mental health concern? So the goal of this book, and really all of my work, is to help people know what to expect when you're expecting a teenager, when to worry, and what to do. And the other thing that we know, above all, is that the single most powerful force for adolescent mental health is strong relationships with caring adults. And my work is about staying connected to your kid.
Yeah, because so many people think parents don't have a lot of influence, but you really do.
You really do.
You really do.
You really do. Especially if you don't take adolescence personally.
Don't take it
Especially
personally.
if you can ride with it.
You mentioned the word connected, and it seems like every teenager is connected to social media somehow, whether they have it or not. So parents struggle with, one, getting them a phone, because it seems like all their friends have it, and then also intervening into social media because it feels like you're prying, but then also managing their social media, and it feels like you're taking something away from them. So how do you navigate those waters, because it's so murky, and all parents have different ways of approaching it?
It's a lot. It's a lot. So the first thing I would say is I would uncouple giving kids a phone from giving them social media. Those are two different things. Because social media is tricky for kids, but social isolation is also not good for kids. And for a lot of kids, early going, texting is how they can stay connected to their friends. And that can delay social media. And what I like about texting is that it's like JV social media. You can see how a kid handles it. You can see if they handle it well. It can open up the question of social media down the line. But then delaying social media until kids are able to be sufficiently skeptical and cautious about what is there is the best thing to do.
Yeah, I like that.
But texting first can help.
Yeah, you say raising a young woman will be one of the most vexing, delightful, exhausting, and fulfilling things you'll ever do. Sometimes all on the same day. Isn't that a good way to put it?
It's great.
And you said, I'm not trying to tell you how to raise your kids. I'm just giving you things that you should look out for while raising them.
That's right. And this book is really about understanding what's happening with your kid, because your kid changes, and you can connect to somebody you understand.
Well, Lisa Damour, we appreciate you. We can talk to you all day long, because we're all dealing with this. The revised and updated version of Untangled is on sale now.